Morning, Grace-Toti and scattered friends. I saw an eagle a short time ago, an impressive bird. They're like the lion of the sky. Big, strong, fast, noble, top of the food chain. Like the lion is the king of beasts, king of the jungle, the eagle is king of the birds. From ancient times, human civilizations have honored, protected, even worshipped the eagle. They were carved in ancient palace walls, emblazoned on medieval flags, on totem poles, and coats of arms. Eagles can soar across the sky, riding thermals, the warm updrafts caused by heat rising from the ground during midday. Its vision is about 5 times clearer than human vision, so it can spot very small things at a distance. Eagles can strike with speed, moving over 300 kilometers per hour to catch their prey. It can pick up a fish more than twice its own weight, and if it can't lift it, it drags the fish across the water to the nearest shoreline and then pecks the stuffings out of it. A beloved favorite here in South Africa, of course, is the African fish eagle, or the sea eagle, found perched in trees near open bodies of water. It has a dark brown body and a white head and chest, and a golden beak and talons. Absolutely stunning. Stands almost 1 meter tall and has a 2-meter wingspan. They mate for life, and that's special with any species. Eagles are mentioned about 30 times in the Bible. They are described as birds of strength, speed, and this soaring. Proverbs 30:19 says, 3 things are too wonderful for me, 4 I do not understand. And the first he mentions is the way of an eagle in the sky. We're going to look at that idea today. And so turn to a favorite set of verses for many of us in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 40, verses 28 to 31. Have you not known, have you not heard? The Lord, Yahweh, is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, he increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. The specific context here is that what's left of Israel and Judah are about to go into a 70-year captivity. And Isaiah is giving them hope and comfort to endure through this long upcoming time of difficulty, to continue to depend on and submit to the Lord. He would and could deliver them eventually. But over the centuries and around the world, millions of God's people have been weary, faint, and exhausted, and have taken huge comfort from these verses. As you know, circumstances may overwhelm and overcome even the strongest of people, sometimes even in their youth or in their prime. The harshness of life on a sin-cursed planet with its sometimes deadly weather, earthquakes, and terrible diseases, living among sin-cursed people with their nasty passions, their corruption, their twisted ideas, and their hatred for God's community. You know, that's a huge weight on us, pressing us down, wearing us down. But let's focus on verse 31. They who wait for the Lord. The Hebrew word for wait here, as many Hebrew words, has a multifaceted meaning. So our translations, of course, vary into the English. The King James, the New American Standard, and the ESV say, wait on the Lord. Holman and the New Living Translation say, trust in the Lord. The NIV says, hope in the Lord. The Amplified Bible expands it, of course, to say, expect, look for, and hope in the Lord. Kind of cheating, they threw everything in there. The picture is not just waiting for a bus or a train or for the meeting to begin where you're a bit bored. And what's coming up isn't all that exciting either. The idea is that you want to get out of your current circumstances. When I was a teenager, my pastor asked me, Dave, how are you? And I answered, okay, under the circumstances. And he responded, well, what are you doing under there? We say under because we feel heavy in our souls due to circumstances. We are waiting to see if the chemo is beating the cancer. We're waiting for that adoption to go through. We have zero money and we're waiting for that paycheck or that transfer to come through. We're waiting to see if our friends and neighbors survive that wildfire or the earthquake. You see, it's not a boring wait. There's angst, discomfort, pain, heaviness, plus time. We are waiting, looking to God and the future for better circumstances. So listen, waiting on the Lord implies two things. One, a complete dependence on God as the author and manager of my circumstances. And two, a willingness to allow Him to decide the timing and terms of His response in improving or continuing my circumstances. In the passage, God is the creator, meaning He has all of the power He needs to do whatever He wants to do. He can do whatever He chooses to do, which means that if He hasn't acted to change my situation, He wants me to wait while looking at Him, trusting in Him, bowing and pleading, but waiting. Now, how about renewing? Isaiah 40:31 states that those who continually lean on, trust in, wait for Yahweh will receive renewed and divinely sourced strength. The Hebrew verb translated renew is fabulous. It means to pierce through, thus exchanging one for another. To cut off so that something can grow up. It's an exchange of strength, turning in our inadequate strength for God's abundant strength. Eagles renew themselves on a regular basis. It's called molting, where the body and wings let go of old feathers, put forth fresh feathers that are straight and smooth and have better lift and navigating ability. But be careful, there's a widespread urban legend out there on the internet circulated by the self-help people that after 30 years an eagle goes to a remote place, plucks out its beak, its feathers and claws to reemerge after 5 months as a new bird, able to live another 40 years. According to eagle experts, that's an eye roller. It's simply not true at all. Renewing your strength is a continual process of getting rid of old, damaged feathers in our feather brains, okay? Distorted ideas and lies that we've heard, or lies that we tell ourselves and believe. Seeing God as severe because growing up our dad was severe to us. Believing that if God sends suffering to me, it's because He doesn't like me or I don't have enough faith. You renew your strength, your feathers, by renewing your mind continually. Listen to me, if you do not keep up a habit of staying in God's Word, learning the truth about God's character and staying thankful for all the good things around you, when a storm comes up, you'll be left with nothing but old molting feathers, and you'll get blown around horribly and squawk horribly. We have seen professing Christians turn their backs on God because they had not invested in their own spiritual resources before the storms came. Now, how about mounting up? They who wait on the Lord will be better able to overcome the setbacks of life, even endure deeply heart-wrenching, spirit-crushing things without crashing onto the rocks. The godly see the storm, but they respond to it differently. And this is where the idea of mounting up like eagles comes from. There's something about an eagle's internal orientation that sets them apart from all other birds. And it's the way they face storms. They are storm challengers. If you were to see an area filled with birds and a storm approaches, you would see two distinct reactions between an eagle and all other feathered creatures. While the other birds would try to flee or hide, bed down, the eagle would take off in the direction of the dark clouds. Fearlessly, the eagle flies around the storm and even into the eye of cyclones and hurricanes, finding the updrafts and using the storm current to rise higher very, very quickly. The pressure of the storm is used to help them glide upward without using their energy. Their wings' unique design allow them to lock in a fixed position amid the violent storm winds, with just the outer feathers steering them. God programmed the eagle with instincts so that He could give us a timeless truth. If properly viewed and responded to, storms push us up rapidly toward heaven. Just past the storm, in the high heavens, there is peace and security. And the storm below often has a beauty to it. The high heavens are the perfect hiding place. So wait on the Lord. Trust the author and manager of your circumstances, and allow him to decide the timing and terms of his response to your circumstances. Renew your mind constantly, and thereby your strength to handle the tempests. All storms come from the author and micromanager of storms. So you fly into them with confidence in his strength, watching the swirling blast blend together with upward streams of grace, taking you closer and closer to the Creator. Take care and have a great Thursday.